Happy Monday. We're going to see if people jump on. Saw that the feed was stuttering just a little bit, so I'm going to give it a minute like I always do, just so we can make sure that people get on and see what's going on. Oh, I have to open up my little chat function so I can see who's here. Let's see. Okay, I'm not seeing anybody just yet. Ah, there we go. Hello. You're probably seeing me 10 seconds ago, so now I'm in the future. Anyway, hello, new viewer. We're going to just give it another minute or so because sometimes it takes a bit for people to tune in and for the feed to get stable, because I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's moving along, so we should be okay. We'll see if a couple of other people tune in, and then we'll dig into our topic for tonight. In the meantime, hello, whoever is out there. My name is Marcy Geller, and I am the host of Square Peg Chat. This is our weekly gathering that I do with some of you out in cyberspace. And it's a way of exchanging ideas and seeing if we can come up with ideas and possibilities that might improve or add a new angle to our lives. So, anyway, I think I'm going to just start digging into our topic. I do like to almost not do a roll call because, you know, you have the option to stay anonymous if you choose. If you want to log in, you have to like sign up, I think, with Ustream. But if you guys can just say hi or let me know if you're seeing me, that helps a lot. Sometimes when we start the feed, there is commercials, and we are trying to raise funds to get away from that. But if someone can give me the hi sign and let me know that you are out there, I'm going to put a little message out there just in case you're not seeing me. So let's see. I'm just going to write, "Can you see Marcy?" Question mark. Okay. So there I am. Okay. Can you see me? That is the question before we dig in. Whoops. And this is for later, so I'm going to just put this over here. Well, I know that somebody's watching. Some buddies are watching. We have a few viewers. Okay, so I'm just going to dig in and assume that people can hear me, because if you've tuned in before, you know that the technical aspect of this is a little bit sketchy, and we're still working on improving it. So, hi everybody. Happy Monday. I hope that so far your week has been gentle and kind to you. We had a ton of snow again, but it didn't stick, and we were able to get out and about. It was just more annoying than anything. So tonight's topic is, it's sort of like a question: balance, comma, is it a reality or is it a perspective? And the reason I posed it that way was because I wonder, is balance really possible? When you're leading so many different lives like I am. I have my music career, and then I have, you know, some little, you know, independent contractor things that I do to make money, and then there's my cooking that I love, and my writing, and, you know, I'm a spouse to a husband. So, you know, everything in my life is about trying to find balance, because I personally tend to be a person of extremes. You know, it's like I'm all in or I'm all out. So I posed this topic tonight because I thought it was an interesting thing to explore. And if you've never tuned in before, I'll just say briefly my little statement is that I'm nobody's guru. I'm not trying to, like, you know, become Oprah here or anything like that. I am me, and I have these questions myself, and I use this weekly web chat to exchange with friends and families and you know, people out there who are interested. So I see we have somebody. Yep, I can see and hear. Well, that is awesome. And I can see and hear your comments, so that's good. So balance, is it a reality or just a perception? Well, I kind of have reached the conclusion in my life that pretty much everything is perspective, you know? I mean, if you're feeling like kind of crappy and the sun is shining and the birds are chirping and everybody around you is in a good mood, but you're not feeling it, you're not going to see it as a bright, shiny day. That's just kind of been my experience. But I think that the bigger question that I'm trying to get at is, if it is indeed a perception or in fact a reality, do we as individuals have the ability to shift how we feel? Do we ever reach this place where we feel this sense of balance? And this is something that I take head on every single day, and I've talked about this before, about constantly trying to find tools that will help me be a better version of myself and that will help me in my quest to keep my music career, forging forward and keep growing and developing as a musician and keep growing and developing as a person. That's probably more important, right? Sometimes I always put music in front of everything, but being a good, grounded, peaceful, happy person, I think that's becoming more of a priority for me the older I get. I'm starting to realize that there is more to life than music. She did not say that. No, I did say it, because I think that quality in relationships is very important to me at this stage of the game. And so finding balance is a constant quest, because it's not just about balance between making money and making music. There's also this need for me to find balance between working, and feeling sort of not in motion, if that makes any sense. So for me, the act of balancing is about trying to find steady ground and trying to find those moments where I can smell flowers and notice that the sky is blue, or take note of a sunset. And I have been really working very hard on these things. And so I'll share some of the things that I do, and then I hope that you guys, as usual, will chime in and tell me things that you do to find balance. For me, finding balance is a very conscious decision, okay? And what I mean by that is, if I'm feeling like I'm all over the place and I don't even know who I am or what it was that I set out to accomplish in a particular moment, I know that it's time for me to take time. It's time for me to step back from whatever situation it is that I'm dealing with and remind myself that I am a living, breathing human being first, before everything else, before the musician and the person who does all the marketing and the promoting for the label and blah, blah, blah. First and foremost, I am a living, breathing human being. And just in that moment where I remind myself, it's almost sort of like a little mantra that I say to myself, I am a living, breathing human being. That brief moment in and of itself gives me a better sense of balance. All of a sudden, if I'm in the middle of chaos and I can remind myself to step back and remember that first important thing, I am a living, breathing being, well, right then, in that moment, because I took that step back, I'm able to take a deep breath, because usually I find in those moments of chaos, I'm not breathing. I'm just sort of dealing and trying my very, very best to get through whatever it is I'm dealing with, and that panic. And here's a perfect example. Right before the feed started, tonight I was setting up, and my wonderful husband, John DeMauro, was helping me get lighting in here, because there have been some comments about you can't see me, so he set up some light for me. And in the midst of it, I realized that what I used to broadcast, which is my iPad, was not charged. It was like at 6%, and I was like, Okay, so deep breath, just plug it in and you'll be fine. And I plugged it in and it didn't look like it was charging. And so that chaos started to come up inside of me it set me off kilter. I wasn't feeling grounded, I wasn't feeling together, and I just said, wait, I am a human being. I am a breathing, living human being on planet Earth, and just take a moment, because the worst thing that could possibly happen is the battery dies and you don't have a webcast tonight, which would be horrible, but it's not like the earth would fall off of its axis, if you know what I mean. It would be disappointing to some of you and to me, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. And so by reminding myself that, I was able to think more clearly and sort of do matter of deduction to see what was working and what wasn't. And here we are. We got it up and running. So that was an example of finding balance. Now, my question to you out there is, do you think that the reality was that I found balance, or do you think that my perception changed and therefore I felt balanced? Ooh, what do you think? Give me some feedback. I'm curious to see what you think of all of this, because I don't know. I'm gonna reserve giving my opinion about it before I let you guys speak a little bit. So if you have the ability to chat, I think it's to the right of my head on the screen. You just put your cursor in the little empty bar and make sure that you're selected the tab that says chat and not social stream. In fact, I'm going to check social stream to see if anybody's talking to us. It's Fred from Holland. That's exciting. Hi, Fred. We are working on a little surprise in the Netherlands, but we'll get to that another time because it's too soon to talk. But I don't see any actual questions. Okay, so let's see. Perception is reality. Well, now, thank you, because that's kind of what I was going to say. I pretty much was going to say exactly that, but I wanted to see if anybody else agreed with me. And not that I need that, you have to agree with me. We're totally free to have our own opinions here and our own experience. But I do feel that the perception is the reality. So when I shifted my perception, that's when I felt more grounded and more balanced, and that's when things felt okay again, and that's when I was able to figure out what was going on. Now, so here's a question. I've devised this sort of little tool for myself, and I implement it whenever I'm hopefully, in the moment and able to remember that I have this little tool. My question is, have any of you experienced a situation where somebody other than you was in chaos, was feeling like all out of sorts, and you as a friend, a family member, an observer, did you try to help shift their perspective to help them regain their balance? Or do you think that that's intrusive? Do you think it's different when you try to assist somebody else? I can say that, at this point in time, there's, family that sometimes needs a little shift in perspective, and sometimes I'm at a loss at how to help them get there because they're so immersed in what they are experiencing in the moment, and it's real. And who am I to, judge that and try and change their experience? But I guess that when you love somebody, you don't like to see somebody in pain or discomfort. So that's my inclination. Maybe I need to stop that. But when I have somebody that I love is in chaos or conflict or challenge, my natural inclination is to try and help. I was going to say fix it, but I changed it to help because I think that I used to try and fix everything, and I've come to a point in my life where I realize that that's pretty much impossible. Like Marcy Geller, am not capable of fixing everything. I've said it, you are my witnesses. I have taken that burden off of me because I think that there have been great spanses of time in my life where I really believed like I could fix everything. And I've kind of come to the reality that no, not only, it's not that I can't, it's that I don't I don't need to fix everything because I need to focus on, who I'm affecting in this little place. So let's see what we've got. If I see or know of a family friend in distress, I always ask if they want help. Well, I think that that's a very kind first step. And the interesting thing about that is that last week's topic was about the art of asking, because many of us, present party, included, I tend to have a very difficult time asking when I need something, when I need help particularly. I don't have any problem like asking for a bite of ice cream if my husband has ice cream. Like that I have no issue with at all. But asking for a legitimate help, for somebody who's as type A as I am and also has like a whole mess of other things going on, it's difficult sometimes for me to find a space where I feel comfortable asking. So knowing that, have you ever offered to help? And I think for me, like the natural inclination is no, I'm fine. Do you find that, or did you actually offer help and have somebody say, yes, please help me? And your gut should tell you if you should even try. Okay, that's an interesting way. I'm a firm believer in the power of the gut. I don't think it's just about logic all the time, especially in this life experience for me. I have found that the more I listen to my gut and ignore my intellectual need to rationalize or understand or uncover or unravel things, the better off I do. So I am a firm believer in the gut. So thank you, Eve36. I appreciate you participating. Do we have anybody else that wants to share some ideas or pose a question to the group or just say hi? Because that's fine too. Because I'm curious to see if other people have had other experiences where they had a difficult time finding balance, and maybe somebody outside of you helped you find balance. Hi, Barry. Hi, Barry K98. Nice to talk to you. So Barry, have you had an experience where you were feeling unbalanced in a situation, and were you able to change your perspective or your reality, or did you turn to somebody else outside of you that may have helped you? I'm curious to know other people's experiences because I want to really try and stay on topic this week and see if we can find some tools that we can share. If you're just tuning in, I'm Marcy Geller. This is Square Peg Chat, and we meet almost weekly on Mondays at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I say almost because if I am on the road, I am a traveling musician. I don't webcast from the road because I've tried it and have been met with disastrous results, like feeds that stutter and stop in the middle. So I've stopped casting from the road. So let's see what you said. I did LifeSpring, which was all about that. Okay, so LifeSpring, is that like a course of sorts, or is it an organization, or I don't know? I'm not familiar with LifeSpring, so if you want to give us a little bit of information about it, or maybe share, because maybe somebody out there is interested in what LifeSpring is, and I don't want to be rude and Google on my iPhone because you guys are talking to me. Est, sort of. Oh, kind of like Est. I remember Est. Interesting. I remember that was like a big thing in the 80s. Like everybody was doing Est. I remember I worked with some songwriters who took Est, and I remember this was an interesting experience. I remember having a splitting headache, and I was at a recording studio, and the engineer had taken Est, and he said to me, "Where's your headache?" And I said, "What do you mean, where is my headache? It's in my head." And he's like, no, tell me exactly where it is. Like, show me the exact location. And I was like, the headache was gone. And I thought, wow, this is magic. So, and then he showed me like other ways that you negotiate the headache and blah, blah, blah. But I thought it was really interesting because that's a perfect example of where perception shifted it, because as soon as I started to find the physical location of where the headache was, the headache dissipated. And I thought that was kind of cool. So let's see what else you said. Perception makes everything. Well, that's kind of what we've been touching on here, is that, you know, I posed this question about whether balance is reality or perception. Maybe perception is reality, as was posed by our new friend Eve this evening. I am one who believes that perception pretty much is everything. You know, like when you think about it, and I don't want to get like too out there with you guys, but okay, we will. You know, when you think about even going back to science class when you were in high school and when you were a kid, you know, the concept of matter is energy. It's just consolidated, compressed energy. Like solid is really sort of an idea. It's a perception. Nothing is really solid because everything is energy, and depending on how solid something is I think based on how fast the atoms are moving, right? So, wow. So if that's the case, and everything is energy, and our thoughts are energy, and our feelings are energy, and our energy is our energy, well then yeah, perception is remarkably powerful. And I think that that is the key to balance. And, you know, like I said this earlier in the web chat, that, you know, I've created this sort of little tool for myself whereby if I'm feeling in chaos, I'm feeling off kilter, I'm feeling out of balance, I intercept my process. I intercept my chaos with, I am a living, breathing human being. And that pause enables me to get the balance back. It gives me that moment of breath, and that idea of taking a deep breath in is so powerful, because it's in those little moments where we discover our truth, don't you think? So that's kind of where I'm going with it. So let's see what time it is. Okay, we've got about 8.5 minutes, and so I'm going to do my little commercial, I call it, whereby I tell you, if you're not on my mailing list, look above my head. There's a sign up for my mailing list and you get a free MP3. And my mailing list, I usually send them out once a month. It's my way of keeping in touch with everybody and letting you know if I'm going to be performing anywhere near you, which I will mention the end of this month, I am going to be doing a show in California. Woohoo! I'm also going to be showcasing at a big conference out there. So sign up for my mailing list and you will get details. And if you are in California, maybe we can meet in 3D instead of just in cyberspace here. The other thing of note, below me there is a tip jar, and the reason for the tip jar, well, is to get tips. You know, what I'm trying to do here is get to a point where I can bump up my feed for this web chat to what they call a pro level, and what that will do is make all the commercials go away. Very often when we have these web chats, just adjust a little because I'm feeling a little off balance. Very often when we have these web chats, we get interrupted by commercials, and it's really irritating because I don't see them. Me being the host, I don't see the commercials, so I rely on you guys to tell me, you're seeing a Tidy Bowl commercial or something like that. So I want to bump up to pro level, but it is expensive. So we're trying to fill the kitty so that I can afford to buy a pro level feed so that these webcasts are commercial free, which would be kind of cool. What else did I want to tell you guys? New CD, still out there, still available, getting great reviews. In fact, just this past week, I got a phenomenal review from a blogger from the Netherlands. And here's an interesting thing about how energy in forward motion can affect your life. So, got this great review, and then somebody in the Netherlands, decided to play some of my music, and yada yada yada. I got offered a gig in the Netherlands in May, and I'm kind of stoked about it. In the moment, I'm trying to book other shows because it's kind of expensive to go over to the Netherlands for one little gig, but I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, because why not? You know, why not do something different and fun and exciting, right? So if you are watching and you're from the Netherlands and you want to book me, or know a venue that has a fine piano that would book me, let me know. Send me some information, because I am planting those seeds. I'm putting it out there because I want to go to the Netherlands. I've only ever been to the airport. When I was touring years ago with Blackmore's Night, and we toured all over Europe, I was in Amsterdam airport. That's it. That was my only experience with the Netherlands. The 90-10 principle is also a great way to help others. Okay, I'm going to ask you to explain it, and explain it fairly quickly because we only have like 5 minutes. And I'm going to take just a bit of water because it's winter, it's dry here. I'm not going to complain about the snow because I was able to get to where I needed to get to today. But yeah, if you can tell us expound on the 90-10 principle for us, Eve, because I'm sure it's stuff that other people would be interested in. Let's see if she comes up. I know that there's a delay. I know, it's so funny. Like, I'm talking and I know that you're probably hearing me, 2 minutes ago. So, I always think about that. It's like, wow, if there was like a power failure, like, would they be still seeing me? And I don't know. We don't have a power failure today. We've had like 7 in the last week or so, but none today. So I'm going to get my guitar ready because tonight's little song is brand new. I'm going to try and pin these lyrics here and hoping that they stay. If they fall in the middle, well, we'll just deal with it. Okay. I think while you are here in 3 dimensions, your perception is your own. I only know my own perception. My perception of you is unique to me. Perhaps when we die, we are integrated into one consciousness. Who knows? Some people take drugs to not think about this stuff, or maybe the drugs create a clearer picture. Or maybe they take the drugs to think about it. That's a very, very, very interesting perspective. That idea of our perception of ourselves versus our perception of other people and what other people perceive of us, which is another topic for another evening, because it's actually on my list of blog topics about how, a lot of times we buy into other people's idea of who we are instead of who we genuinely know who we are. But I think that's a very, very interesting point. So I'm going to pick up the guitar, and, you guys can still use the chat function while I'm playing because it doesn't interrupt me. I won't be able to read it, of course, but let's see. Okay, determine whether the issue is in the 10% realm of things you can control. If not, it is in the 90% out of control, so it's a waste of energy. If it's in the 90%, forget about it. Oh, I love that idea. I think that's a really, really, really great way to frame it, and a great way to wrap up our little chat here today. So thank you so much for sharing that. So this was written during another Fearless Songwriter Challenge. If you've tuned in before, you've heard me talk about them. Basically, you write a song a day for 7 days straight, you put it up on the group, and you share it for the world to hear. I don't remember what day this was, but I do remember that it was a very special song for me because I wrote it for my honey, my husband John tomorrow, and it's about puzzle pieces. So here we go. You are a riddle, a maze of heart and fire. In moments of quiet, you find my deep desire. A chorus of comfort, an encore so sweet. If you are a puzzle, then you're That's why I keep getting lower and lower and lower. Let me just straighten up so I can say a proper goodbye to you all. So, thank you for tuning in. Why is this doing this? There we go. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for sharing. Oh, come on, guys. It's not you, me. Come on, little thingy. All right. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. Where am I? There I am. Thanks for tuning in. This is Marcy Geller, Square Peg Chat. I don't know why my thing is sinking, but it's a signal that it's time to say goodbye to everybody. Have a fantastic week. And I will see you next Monday, the 15th, day after Valentine's Day. Bye.